Okay, so this is a lesson on inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning is reasoning that is based on observations. Okay, so usually this is like trying to find some sort of pattern and then trying to draw a conclusion from that. Okay, so like if I had the pattern, let's say 64, 16, 4, 1, and then asked what would come next, it looks like I'm dividing by 4 each time here. So 1 divided by 4 would be 1/4. 1/4 divided by 4 is 1/16, so forth and so on. So I think I can draw the conclusion that each step of the way is a division by 4, and I'd probably be right. The problem with inductive reasoning, though, is that we don't have conclusions that are necessarily true. So we don't get that. We don't get that it's necessarily true. We get a high probability, but we don't get necessity. So like an example here could be like if I said A, B, B, A, B, B, your likely next guess might be A, because it seems like it's going A, B, B, A, B, B. But what I could do is I could say, all right, maybe it's not A. Maybe it's A, B, B, A, B, 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 A, B, 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 A, B, 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 B. Now that's a pattern that still fits the original observation, but it's like, oh, okay, I can see how that could work. But so you made one inductive guess based on this, but there are other options that could be there and still would be valid and logical patterns. So that's what inductive reasoning is. We oppose inductive reasoning to what we call deductive reasoning, which is what we mostly use in mathematics and in this course. Deductive reasoning is arguments that are based on accepted statements. Okay, so these are arguments based on accepted statements. All right, so like in this kind of argument, we could say that all GFS students go to a private school. Now, that seems like a pretty acceptable statement to most of us, that if you're a student here, you are attending a private school. Okay, so the next statement in my thing here could be Jane is a GFS student. Okay, so this is also, if we knew who Jane was, we could pretty well verify whether or not she was a GFS student. And the conclusion that we could draw deductively here is that Jane goes to a private school. And if we accept the first statement and we accept the second statement, we necessarily must accept this conclusion. So if we have true hypotheses, 2 of them, then and they have this type of relationship, then we have to accept the conclusion. So here you have 100% certainty, okay, as opposed to inductive reasoning where you just have a high probability. Okay, so a quick review. Inductive reasoning is based on observations and is likely but not certain. Deductive reasoning is based on accepted statements and is certain. So, all right, there we go. Thank you.